Hey, what's going on, wrestling fans? My name is Brian Crazy. You're watching the F and brand of wrestling and entertainment here on YouTube.com and the World Wide Web. Since 2010, proudly providing you with the wrestling news, reviews, rumors, and insight that you are accustomed to. And you saw the title of this video. I am back to talk about WrestleMania weekend and the biggest winners coming out of WrestleMania weekend. Now, arguably, there were several large winners coming out of that weekend, and I'm not just talking about The Undertaker defeating CM Punk or John Cena defeating The Rock. Actually, that is one on my list, but I'm not talking about in simplistic terms of just winners and losers. I'm talking about who had the largest gains at WrestleMania. Now, you could arguably say John Cena had the largest gains, finally defeated The Rock, finally got that last piece in that redemption storyline, that last piece that he's been looking for. When he lost The Rock last year in the storyline, that's what devastated him. That's what sent him on this downward spiral. Now, a lot of fans didn't like the storyline. I didn't think it was too bad personally. I thought it was an interesting storyline. I felt like the promos between The Rock and John Cena were on par compared to where they were at last year. But nonetheless, I thought it was a good program. I thought it was a great way to go at it, and I'm excited that they will square off one last time. Best 2 out of 3. Who is going to be the better man? Is it going to be The Rock or is it going to be John Cena? I have a feeling John Cena is going to get that second win over The Rock. Now, if we preserve kayfabe, like I did with the statement that I just presented, I mean, we go back 15, 20 years ago, and even wrestlers would have preserved kayfabe. I mean, that was the way things were done. You were your character inside that arena and outside that arena. So you could arguably say Cena regaining the WWE Championship, huge win. Also, another huge winner coming out of WrestleMania weekend. Did it happen at WrestleMania 29, which I thought would have been a great idea. We've never had a Money in the Bank cash in at the Showcase of the Immortals, but Dolph Ziggler on Monday Night Raw was successful, cashed in the Money in the Bank briefcase, and won the World's Heavyweight title from Alberto Del Rio. That, in itself, you could say, was probably one of the biggest wins, if not the biggest win. It could tie the #1 winner for the WrestleMania weekend in terms of biggest gains. But in my personal opinion, the biggest winner coming out of WrestleMania 29 is Mr. Johnny Curtis, Fandango. Now, anybody that's seen Johnny Curtis before he debuted as Fandango knows that this guy can go in the ring. They know he's very talented. He's been working at this since 1999. He was also trained by Killer Kowalski, just like Damien Sandow, Triple H, and so many others. And I knew that it was going to be a good match. I mean, you have a great worker in Johnny Curtis. You have probably one of the best professional wrestlers, one of the best in-ring workers in the history of professional wrestling in Chris Jericho, and I knew it would be a good match. But looking at this match from the outside, analyzing this match, I figured that the WWE brass had a lot of confidence in Johnny Curtis having him go into this match squaring off against Chris Jericho, especially making this debut at WrestleMania. Now, I think the debut match wasn't too bad. The end ended with a little botch. He should have been a little bit closer to ropes. Jericho overshot the Lion Salt. Then they did an audible, rolled into the walls of Jericho. Then he rolled him up for a pin. The roll-up was a little sloppy, but it did get the job done. But we fast forward to Monday night, and the crowd in attendance at the Izod Center really did help. And from what I've been reading, a lot of the fans in attendance were from Great Britain. So I guess the British fans really helped push this thing over the top. And I've noticed every time WWE or TNA goes over to Great Britain, the crowds, the reactions, the fans are just incredible, absolutely incredible. So my hat's off to all the people in attendance, especially the people that traveled to WrestleMania and all the WrestleMania weekend activities, the following Monday Night Raw, this, that, or the other. But I mean, they were humming along his entrance music. They were cheering him. They just added so much. And now come to today, Wednesday, his entrance theme is actually on the top 20 or 40 iTunes charts. Can't remember off the top of my head one of those two, but he's trending on the iTunes charts of top music right now. So coming out of WrestleMania, this guy is a huge, huge, huge winner. And you didn't hear any chants of "you can't wrestle" or "this is boring" or this, that, or the other. The fans gradually more and more and more got into him. And that's funny because his character isn't designed to be fan-friendly. But typically the New York crowd does cheer more for the heels. They'll cheer more for the CM Punks or the heel characters like a Mark Henry or when Ryback dominated John Cena late on Monday Night Raw compared to cheering for the faces like the Cena or this, that, or the other. But it is incredible how much of a gain within 2 nights this guy has had. The reaction before WrestleMania, the reaction he was receiving, and the reaction he's receiving post-WrestleMania, and also on that Monday Night Raw. And also from reading some of the spoilers, I heard Friday night on SmackDown, which was taped Tuesday night, it wasn't as big of a reaction as he's got Monday Night Raw, but he also did well. But keep in mind, Friday Night SmackDown was not taped in the Jersey, New York metropolitan region. They were in Boston, Massachusetts at the TD Garden. Now, guys, these are just some of my quick thoughts, some of my opinions. Now it's up to you guys, my fans and subscribers. Drop your thoughts below, because that's what it's all about. You got to hear my thoughts. Now I want to hear yours. For the effing brand, my name is Brian Crazy. I thank you for watching, and have a great afternoon.